How aggressive should a diet be for someone, or is it case by case dependent? So, like any good coach, the answer is always it depends. But the nuance here is that we need to understand what we're trying to achieve in the duration we're trying to achieve it. So, a mini cut, for example, or a rapid fat loss phase, or it might be uh, whether it's a prolonged prep deficit, is all going to impact the amount of calories, the rate of loss we're trying to achieve, and what we're trying to get out of that cut. So, for a rapid fat loss phase, a protein sparing fast, for example, you might pull down to purely, 800 to 1200 calories of just pure protein. That is going to drive a drastic amount of loss in a very short period of time. It's also very hard to sustain and not a tool that you use for everybody. You can look at more aggressive deficits that might be, say, 40% of your total calories. That is going to be a drastic deficit. It is going to last 4 to 6 weeks. A mini cut phase is going to pull off weight very quickly. Ideally, that scenario, we're trying to tidy up fat mass inside, say, a off season or a growth phase to try and tighten up and resensitize things, get the body back to a position to grow again. But then if we look at a more prolonged deficit, we're going to reduce the amount of loss per week so that we can sustain that diet without mentally breaking and without losing or sacrificing the tissue we spent so long putting on. So it all comes down to the same old answer that I give, which is it depends. Nuance matters, but there's rarely a one answer fits all case when it comes to understanding a deficit and how aggressive it needs to be.